I guess my plan is to try to get this thing into a roller today. Rear wheel on, front wheel on, so at least I can, push it around and stuff. Now I have already mounted the rear tire, rear bearings, rear sprocket, all that fun stuff. So this should go fairly easily. Again, I'm not trying to restore this bike. I want to get this bike together so it runs. Anything that needs to be replaced will definitely get replaced. But I don't know what the plans are for this bike. I may keep it, I may sell it. I have too many bikes, that's the problem. And not enough places to put them. If I had enough places to put them, I'd definitely keep it, but there might be a couple that have to hit the road to make room for others. Well, we'll see. But anyway, let's see if we can start out by making this one a roller. I have an axle that's kind of decent condition. It's banged up and stuff, but it's not nearly as bad as the last one was. I have to find my rear wheel adjusters. I think I have a set of those around here somewhere. A new set. That's spacers. Might have cleaned those off. I think these were actually from an XS1B that I bought. I'm not sure what happened to all the parts of this XS2. Like you saw in the previous video, it just came in boxes. So they could be anywhere or even forgotten. He called me up a day or so after I bought this bike. 2.5 hours up there, 2.5 hours back, and told me I forgot a box. He forgot to give me a box, so yeah, it was a fun trip back up there, another 5 hours. We are gonna need some grease. I need a drum. I need a drum. Alright, hold on. So while I was looking for the rear drum, I found this one. It has nothing in it. I found this crusty one. This is a front axle. Pay no attention to that. I needed that too. Which has all the rusty stuff in it. And I'm pretty sure I have another one, but maybe not. I thought I had another one. Maybe I don't. I'm kidding myself. So the XS1, this is the one I believe that came on the XS1. The one on the XS1 is the one that came with this bike because it was in better shape, so I put it on that bike. The one on this bike is the one that came on this bike. So I have the XS1. And I have this, which I bought with a bunch of parts. Bought up a couple of brake rods, the brake stay rods. This rod's all bent. So, what did I do with the other rod I had? Knowing me, I probably threw it out. I throw out the parts that I could use and keep the parts that I'll never use. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use one of these two, depending on which one. I'm going to try to clean this one up because it looks like it might be shiny under there. One of these two, I'm going to put new brake shoes on, new springs, grease everything up, clean everything up, and we'll have a brake drum. Not what I was expecting to do today, so it's going to take a little longer than I thought, but that's the way it goes, right? Well, it didn't come out perfect. I decided to use the one I had gotten when I bought parts and not the one that originally came on the XS1. I found my new springs. I got new shoes. I put the felt part in here that came off of that one. I gotta clean that up and grease that. And that sticks through for the brake lever. And I'll put this together. Okay, there we are. So I can get that in there now. And maybe I can get that rear wheel on. Let's give this a shot, shall we? Okay. Maybe we should just snug that up a little and get that in place. So I just changed the spring to the progressive spring. There's the old one. And this fork, while it was in the bike. Got the cap off, I still got to tighten the nut down here. Filled it with fork oil. Now, because I know it can be done, I'll do it on this one. Let me get you set up. So, remove this tube here. The spring is way down there. Just used an old brake rod. The cap out first. Grab the spring. me go dump this one in the pan. Got the new spring. I put it with the coils that are more squeezed together on the top. Put this little thing in there. Now I get to fill it with oil and install it. 4.5 ounces in these. And I'm going to do this over the pan. Sorry, I'm not going to mess it up here. After much struggle, finally got through the lower part. And the upper part. All right. Greasy now. Okay. Fun that was, huh? Jeez. So on this fender, there's 2 long bolts and 2 shorter bolts that hold it to the forks, and that's because one side is very thin here and one side has these spacers built on. Don't know why. It's just the way it is. The one side with the spacers is the caliper side. This is always fun. Let's play. Now time for that funky wheel. So the wheel has ears that go into here and here that locks it into the rotor. They come with these rubber pads, which you cannot get anymore. This one they were missing. I had to buy a new wheel for the front. That's why it has like a weird pattern tire on it compared to what I usually put on these. And there's the ears that get in there. So what I did, get around here. What I did, seeing as you can't get those anymore, was I took a couple of pieces of inner tube, cut them up and glued them in so they'd stay in place while I could put the wheel in, to act as the damper that you can no longer buy. Alright, let's get this thing in there. Alright, I can put a nut on there. Tighten this axle nut. Tighten down the two nuts under here and hold the cap on. To make sure our speedometer is aimed up, our speedometer drive. sure those are good and tight. That's a lot of threads, and that's what I'm working. All right, the last thing we got to do is tighten down these. Put the front fork one on. The screws. I'm getting blinded by the sun hitting this chrome. This chrome's dirty. Excuse me. There goes one. There goes two. Let's put this one in the back. Okay, one more on the other side. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. There we go, it's off the jack. So, we got a roller. It's sitting on the center stand right now. But we can move this around now if we want. Just got to tighten these two bolts up. And a lot of this chassis is done. I got to put the rear fender on, stuff like that. I think I have that all done all together, so that's just got to go on. This one has a new wiring harness in it. 19,000 miles. So yeah, starter solenoid, new one. I'm not sure what I'll work on next. I got to see what I have and what I don't have, so I know where to go from there. But yeah, thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.